Hello and welcome to Ula Tea Leaf Readings. My name is Lenore and tonight I'm going to be reading your tea leaves. This is a horoscope for Sagittarius. If Sagittarius is your solar, lunar, ascendant / rising sign, then this is a message for you. All right, let's get started. And so we have the Six of Cups. And this also is a bonus reading. Let me just say that. Bonus reading, Six of Cups. We had some good vibes going. It's going to be happy news. I can already tell. I can feel it. All right. So if you haven't subscribed yet, please think about doing that. You can hit the little bell. It'll let you know when the next readings are coming out. It is free to subscribe. So it looks like we have an A and a Z right there. So I feel like this is like beginning to end, alpha to omega, right? Something in completion. And so with that Six of Cups energy, I feel like this is kind of a reunion of sorts. I feel like maybe there is a sense of kind of going back into a place emotionally with somebody who has not been in your life for some time. I wonder if you kind of bump into somebody, maybe they sent you like a Facebook friends request or whatever. They reached out, they emailed you, you know, something. And the story is not over yet, right? It might be soon though, because we have that Z. But I do feel like there's a sense of, the universe kind of offering you some closure. And I feel like, I'm not going to say this is like for sure romantic, but it almost kind of feels like somebody who has stuck around in your mind, not all the time, you know, just kind of in the back there somewhere. And then all these years later, you kind of run into each other. You hear about each other. You reconnect, not romantically, just kind of to see what's going on, what's happening with this person. And you immediately remember why you love them, but also, why did this thing end? Why did it end? Yes. It's glaringly apparent, you know, with some time passed and now kind of seeing, this was not going to work in my life and it would not work again. So I feel like there's a sense of definitely getting over the thing completely. Closure, shut it down, put it away, let it go, release it out the window, whatever you got to do, you know? And it feels good to kind of know that, there's no question there anymore. The illusion has been dissipated. So we have a little house here, and it looks like we have a vine kind of growing out of it. I have to itch my arm here. I don't know if Paul told you all. And shout out to Dove and Serpent Tarot, my husband Paul. I don't know if he told you guys on his readings. I'm sure he probably didn't. But it was a bigger deal to me than it was to him. But he brought in the first tick on him of the season. And if you know Paul, he has really long hair. I also have really long hair. And our daughter has long hair. We all have, you know, for our, it's all kind of relative to each person, but we all have, you know, long hair almost down to the bottom of our backs and, you know, even longer than that. And so, I'm very, very paranoid about the ticks. And now every time I itch, I'm like, is it a spider? Is there a tick on me? Is what's going on? And so yeah, I'm glad we caught it. I'll have to say he was kind of like, he almost seemed a little bit annoyed that I'm like, we have to check. Everybody has to check. Well, he had been out in the woods. And so I'm like, absolutely, we have to like look everything over. And yep, he had a tick on him. So anyhow, that's my little ramble about bugs. So we have the house with the vine growing. So I feel like domestically, things are really, really blossoming. I feel like you maybe are taking on, I don't know, maybe some kinds of projects. Maybe you're doing some kind of DIY home improvement type stuff. You might be like myself. I absolutely love Bob Vila. Like This Old House. Even when I was a kid, I used to watch it. And I always get these, you know, like a little fire under my butt to get going on doing things. And so, you know, it's the time of year as well. We're in spring or you're in fall, getting ready for the winter in the southern hemisphere. So it's like, yeah, let's get some stuff done before it gets too cold or it gets too hot, right? And so yeah, I can see you really kind of having a lot of inspiration in this home place, really like excited about moving things around, cleaning things out, organizing, maybe learning how to do some new projects. And I feel that like real, you know, possibilities, right? You know, big ideas coming about. Something, you know, like the energy you get when you go to the hardware store or you go to the plants, you know, the plant section at the hardware store. You go to the nursery and you're looking, you're thinking, I'm going to plant so many dang flowers this year. I'm going to have such a nice garden this year. I'm going to build so many things. And, you know, and it's just, your eyes are starry, right? Just absolutely full of stars. And I love, this is one of my favorite vibes. I love when there's even like the hint of green outside. I am ready to go. As you know, if you've watched my channel at all this time of year, we're going to be talking a lot about plants, animals, gardening, all kinds. It's because I dream about it all winter. And as soon as I can get to it, I'm there. So you're going to have to endure. Hopefully you are the same. Which interestingly though, I'm thinking about it. Every Sagittarius woman that I know has an amazing garden. My acquired mother actually has one of the most beautiful backyards I've ever seen. They have a koi pond and just beautiful, so many flowers. And I've had the great honor and blessing to be able to do yard work with them for the last, 5 or 6 years. And everything they've put in themselves. So it is just, it's a wonderland. It's absolutely beautiful. And so I have this belief that Sagittarius people have a green thumb. Now, if you want to refute this, tell me in the comments. Or if you are somebody who does grow flowers and plants, tell me in the comments. What are your favorite flowers? What are your favorite vegetables and fruits to grow? Okay, so we also have, it looks like a person standing here and a person standing here. They're holding hands, as you can see. And I'm looking at, almost kind of feels like, and then we have, what are you? It looks like a cat or a dog underneath, kind of running. And I can imagine kind of a scene of being outside, being like a child, holding hands, running around in the yard, you know, playing in the neighborhood. And I kind of feel like this is maybe a sibling. I feel like this is like your best friend. And I think that you are good friends. But there's something going on here where it feels like, I almost feel like they're having a hard time maybe. And you're worried about them. But when you see them, you put on your best, like, happiest smile and try not to talk about, you know, the hardship of this situation that they're in. I think that you're their emotional support through and through. Like, you're their rock. And I feel like it's just, there's this feeling of just wanting to go back to when things were simpler, when you could just go out and play and laugh and, you know, get dirty and you know, when you got hurt, yeah, it was not the best, but when you're a kid, you bounce back so quickly, you know. It doesn't feel like things last forever like they do when you're older. And so, I feel like there's just this kind of energy of hoping, praying that this sibling, this good friend, this person who you spent many, you know, hours and days and weeks and years together, splendouring in childhood, really, I almost think that there's some kind of chronic illness. And it's devastating. It feels devastating. But I do feel like you have a lot of hope here. And I think that the energy that you bring in is something that is very healing for them. And I almost wonder if they're a Libra. Or they have something about a prominent Libra placement. So we have a person that is also very giving of themselves. You know, they're like kind of the peacekeeper of the family, and maybe one of the only people within the family that appreciates you as you should be. They see you for all that you do. You being Sagittarius, now they might be the peacekeeper. You're the one that kind of keeps everything moving in the family. You take care of a lot of people. And this is one person who sees, and a person that thanks you and, you know, will help you where they can. And so, this going through this process of ailing with them is, I mean, it's painful within your heart, you know, because you don't connect with anybody else like this on this level. Nobody else knows you like this person does. And so, you know, I think that you being there with them is the greatest gift. You continuing to have fun and laugh and you know, kind of bring a light into the situation is more healing than anything else. And so, I just feel like there's this sense of like they wouldn't know what to do without you. And I feel like part of this emotional kind of turmoil that you have going on is because you wouldn't know what to do without them either. And that's something that you don't even want to consider. You know, so I pray for their return to stable health and, you know, to be free of the pain and anxiety and just feeling unwell in general. And, you know, I pray for the same for you. And I think that it's, now I see that we have a house right here. There's a house here, and it's almost kind of on this twisty road. And we have a person standing here. Here's a rose, okay? We have a bird up here. And it really does feel like a very idyllic picture. Also, we have a person who looks like they're kind of kneeling here, and they have a flower. So I imagine this is almost kind of a scene of finding the road home. Finding the road home, finding your way back to a place of feeling whole again. And it takes time. I don't think this is necessarily, we're talking about a physical place, but I feel like there's a sense of great devotion. And with the rose, you know, this is a sign of the mystery of life. And this really kind of, it speaks to me in the way of this being like a temple, like the holy temple, the interior temple, your home within yourself. And looking for a way to access that. And that's why the road is so twisty, is because I feel like you're having trouble figuring out, how do I get there? Where is even there? You know, it's kind of almost like a very vague feeling, like a yearning. And so, you know, I feel that doing some kind of meditation, journaling, you know, writing out or drawing, sketching, doodling, whatever it is, these feelings that you're having some way of expressing how you're feeling. And also, you know, I think finding a way to be able to visualize some of this stuff, maybe doing meditation, maybe doing active imagination, maybe a guided meditation. But I do feel like also finding your way into these natural places, maybe being in the garden, planting the flowers, you know, going out, having your coffee out on the back deck, or, you know, sitting quietly and watching the trees kind of dance around as they get their bloom, and, you know, just having a moment of silence for yourself so you can take in, you know, all of the beauty of life. I feel like there's just this real need to kind of balance out the stressors of these other things going on. And I don't think that there's anything that really can fix anything. And that's kind of the nature of having family. You know, we love people, we're vulnerable to pain because we love them. And when things are not going well with them, we feel that. But that's part of the contract of love. And so I can see that you absolutely, you're devoted to them, and you're devoted to finding some balance and peace in your life. So I feel like this is a place where, you know, if you can find something that really works for you. I mean, hey, even if it's just taking a nap in the afternoon, sometimes that nap with the little sun coming in the window, and nothing as holy as that. At least it feels like it when you're having the nap, right? So we have a scorpion here. And it looks like we have, I'm looking at all these circles. It looks like coins. And we have a heart. So I feel like there's some money stuff. I feel like there's money there. But we have this scorpion person. So I just feel like there is a situation where you have to be a little more discerning and keep an eye on what's going on here, because it almost feels like there's some untruth, right? Like maybe kind of scammy. Maybe it's like somebody telling you they need money for something and it's for something else. Your kids are trying to get one over on you, whatever it is. So, just be careful with that. I think that you're a Sagittarius, you're a giving person. So I don't think that's the problem. But the problem is that it just seems like there's some kind of illusion here. And with that scorpion tail, we know like it can absolutely sting you. So be mindful, be careful, go into it with open eyes. And, I don't know exactly what it is, but it does feel, it doesn't seem like a huge deal, but it, something that you got to catch it. Right? You got to make sure that you are noticing the patterns and what's going on so that you can see, something is not right here. Okay, let's go ahead. We have the Wild Bohemian Affirmation cards. These are the fire element. And I'm going to just flip through and stop where it feels right. Okay, and I'm gonna turn it over, and it says, I am infinite. It's more than okay to believe in miracles. Rely on joy as your foundation. And it's so timely, right? To believe in miracles. And I think there has been a hope for a miracle in your life right now. And, when we come from a place of love and we try our best to, stay open and our heart open, I feel like that's when the magic kind of really does happen. And so, be brave, everything is going to be all right. I feel that, I know that, right? It always is. It always ends up being okay. We might not understand why things happen the way they do, but they'll end up being okay. All right. All right, Sagittarius, I'm going to go ahead and tell you I love you because I do, and I thank you so much for spending this time with me. It is always such an honor to be able to bring these messages to you. And if you would be so kind as to like the video, it really does help the channel so much. And if you have not subscribed yet, please think about doing that. You can hit that little bell. It'll let you know when the next readings are coming out. It is free to subscribe. And if you'd like to leave a comment, please do. I'd love to hear from you. What else? Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I want to say, and I haven't looked at the calendar. I don't know when Passover is over, but if you partake in Passover, if you observe it, happy Passover. And, what else? The full moon is over, so we're good there. That Scorpion moon, my goodness, had me so very emotional these last few days. That, along with being just exhausted from moving and trying to get everybody settled. My daughter, she has been having a little bit of a hard time with the move, and she's almost 4, and it's big. When you're a kid, it's a big deal, for everything to get moved and trying to get everything set up so you're comfortable again. And, it just, I feel so bad, but at the same time, I know that, she'll be happy, once everything is kind of back to normal. And, I feel like crying too, honestly, half the time. It's just, the upheaval. I always think I'm good with change. I have so much change in my life. I've moved a bunch of times in my life. And then you do it and it's like, okay, I'm never doing that again, until you do. So, yeah, anyways, Sagittarius, I love you and I thank you. And, we'll talk in just a few days from now. It is, Yeah, this is a, I'm trying to remember. What day is it? I'm filming ahead of a couple days. So, I'm trying to think. Yes, this is a bonus video. So we'll talk in a couple days from now. There will be another Sagittarius out quickly. All right. I love you. Take care. Bye-bye.